If you missed this week on the Polecat cast, the Honey Badger Brigade spoke on these totally real and reasonable news stories. Painting realistic vaginas on your fingernails.
So when you have vagina nails and you wear them all the time, do you have to paint them red once a month?
I'm never eating roast beef again.
Going to university to major in memes.
I was just going to say, this is actually something that's real.
Is it really real?
Yeah.
It's
because,
not fake?
No, it's not. Well, I mean, like, not this thing, but there's actually, like, at my university, for example, they actually introduced something called meme studies. And a friend of mine named Michael, he was actually going to take it, but then he took an arrow to the knee. Hannah, you're not entirely wrong, because I think even with the stuff that we've seen regarding memes in recent history, while that's interesting, a bunch of people have actually shown me that the concept of memes and using them for hilarious purposes has gone back as far as biblical times. Like somebody actually cited, I can't remember, I think it was the book of Psalm.
Oh, God.
I was waiting for that.
Everything becoming a racist symbol, including this sentence. We have racists everywhere. The racists exist. They're always going to be racist. If we mix to the point where everyone is like the mocha brown color, there will be people who would divide us by people who are slightly more mocha brown than other people. That's just the way it is. Unfortunately, this is something we got to live with as a people, okay? It's disgusting across the board, and it should be. However, the worst part is that we actually have a media and academic industry and entertainment industry that is okay with some racism against white people. They're okay with it, and they actually promote it themselves. They have they don't give a shit, and that's the worst part, is that they actually go out there and they use that rhetoric, and that's why you have a rise in white nationalism. It is a response. And I'm sorry, but a part of me is like, well, I know, I mean, I don't agree with them, but I know where this is coming from. We need to address it. But they don't do that. And, you know, honestly, if this was any other group of people, any other race, and the same shit was happening, and they decided to, like, you know, become identitarians, or a group of within the community did, because I think that, you know, white nationalists and all that, they're still a pretty small fraction. I think most white people aren't really down with that. I wouldn't have a problem with that either, because I mean, I would in terms of, like, their beliefs, but I would not in terms of, like, the reasoning behind it. Like, I would understand why they would do that. And I think that the fact that this is something that is allowed, like, culturally in society, you know, in our society, in terms of, like, at least in terms of the mentioned previously, that is the reason why I think that is especially disgusting, because it's permitted. When the KKK gather, okay, and they go out there and they talk about, you know, white supremacy, like actual white supremacy, and there are people of all races that denounce them, and they basically repudiate them, and they say, these guys are full of shit, they don't represent my views, I don't agree with them, whatever. It's pretty much easily agreed upon. Most people don't agree with that. They have a problem with that. But when Black Lives Matter does it, when, you know, Al Jazeera Plus does it, and I just saw a video that they did the other day about white people, you know, that pissed me off, or when most other media outlets or academics write papers about, you know, about this shit, or people in colleges are having debates about whether or not they should just kill all the white people, or Cenk Uygur basically says, in 50 years there'll be no white people, and the crowd cheers, okay? Or white people be a minority, rather, in the United States, and the crowd cheers. I'm like, that's fucked up. Like, how is this, the fact that this is okay with most people is the real problem. It's like, you know, the thing is disgusting across the board, but some of it is all right and some of it's not. That's fucked up. How Google will eat your microaggressions and poop automatic rainbows.
Considering Google considers, the company considers itself to have the right to manipulate your political beliefs. In fact, to the point where it has come out that they manipulate what politically correct thing, or that you know, putting politically correct things before other things in Google searches. So if you're looking for information on something and they have a political objection to the information that you're looking for, to the most correct information, they'll give you less correct information that they like better. It's the fact that the company sees fit to call scientific evidence, presenting scientific evidence in a discussion on how best to approach maintaining diversity at their company. They call that creating a hostile work environment, and don't consider it a hostile work environment to impose politics on their employees via a company email. The fact that they consider it appropriate to decide what information you can or cannot have based on political perspectives. The fact that after taking over YouTube, they've gone on a rampage against not people who actually are doing things that are illegal, but just people that are saying things that they don't consider politically correct. Again, that all tells me that I wouldn't want Google to have control through a device over even my garbage disposal, much less all of the electronics in my house, and have a device in my house that can hear everything I say. I mean, I think that would be, I would consider that to be dangerous. Maybe not necessarily immediately physically dangerous, but there's definitely cause for concern there.
Which then leads us down a dark path of possible suicide.
Your internet took a...
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, my internet committed Sudoku. My apologies.